Okay, let me ask you now about the political process.
Yes.
Again, one of the criticisms levelled at the forthcoming election
Yes.
is that too many people don't have a vote because they're not registered, particularly in rural areas.
Yes.
Does that concern you, and is it true?
It is concerned. We tried one time. When the first time we wanted to have to organize what they call the electoral roll, first electoral roll, we went all out as a party to get everybody registered. But the process was good for 2 decades. After that, somehow or other, it goes down. People start to move about in the country. There's more mobility in our economy as you diversify your economy. Then number two, communication is not that good. There are people who would be bothered with getting registered because they feel, okay, there's nothing to complain very much. If there's a lot of dissatisfaction and a lot of feeling of bitterness towards the government, a lot of feeling that they've been left out in the process of development, and maybe the rate of registration will be higher. We try to encourage, even now, we call people many times, we remind people, but some respond, some not respond. The last one we had to prepare for this election, we couldn't get enough people to be registered.
But you are tackling the problem and trying to get more people registered?
Yes, but it's a process. In a democracy, it's a process that you got to do in the normal way. You don't pressurize people anymore. You cannot do that. When you first construct the electoral roll, of course you say, this is democracy, what's the use for us to have independence unless you really want to go all out to get yourself registered. This is participation in democracy. This is realization of your merdeka. But now people are cool to most of these ideas. They say, okay, I'm quite comfortable, so what? And the rate of voting is going lower.
What can you say in terms of independent auditing, independent monitoring to reassure people that the election process is fair? Because some people might think that because you've competed in so many elections and won them, that maybe elections are not fair.
I'm not in charge of election. Election is done under the federal government, and the federal government is in charge of what they call the election commission. And the Election Commission has never been criticized very severely for being unfair. If there was some unfairness, there would be much less opposition parties winning seats in the country. If it's true, then I myself would like to see things corrected. After all, I'm quite confident to win in a fair election. So why tolerate an unfair election?
In this period leading up to an election, you have probably had more criticism than in the past. Do you think that's because of the changing nature of the political process? Do you think it's because there are more young people perhaps going online, using blogs, using the internet?
True.
And what can you say to those young people to reassure them that someone who's been in power as long as you have can look after their concerns as much as the more established people?
In this country, all the young people ask is that, how much opportunity do you have to better yourself? Education is literally free, almost free. They can go to university. There are schemes at state level, there are schemes at federal level, there are schemes given by private sector, banks, big companies and all that. These are good things that's happening. But the trouble is, it is taken for granted. But the young people should understand, they are going to inherit all this. If the country is spoiled because of instability, bad politics, they are going to lose.